What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of Chill with Pete. It's actually a chillin' build. I know I don't normally do stuff when I'm chilling, but it's a little different today for a couple of reasons. Well, one, I just haven't had time to. A friend of ours and my daughter's up staying for the weekend, and they're all downstairs with my wife. They're all watching whatever they watch, movies or whatever. And I thought, this is a good, ideal chance to come and chill out. So, the premise of this is I don't actually do anything, but that said, I may have to try and build some of my Khorne Berserkers, because they won't build themselves, and I just need to get them built. But that said, I may just also stop and yap. So I've literally got no pressure, zero pressure on me to do anything or not do anything, and that's cool. I like that. I picked up this the other day, the Chaos Demon Codex. I don't even know if it's up to date or no. It doesn't matter though, because I just need it for just like some background information, really, on Chaos lore. And I was never really interested in the Chaos side of Warhammer 40,000, or even fantasy. I just wasn't interested in it. I suppose a fantasy held slightly more of an appeal to me for it. I don't know why, because it's all the same, isn't it? But yeah, I just not been that into it until recently. Probably this last month or so. And I thought, well, it was always in my back of my mind to do a recreation of the Fall of Cadia on a tabletop. Oh dear, excuse me. And do a battle scenario with it. Just change the rules slightly, homebrew it a bit, and have a bit of fun. Because I'm all about having fun. I'm a real advocate for that. So I'm just moving some stuff that's on my messy desktop. It's really difficult at the moment because my daughter's sleeping in this room. There's a folding bed set up over there, so there's not a lot of room, and I've got stuff balanced in places. But the main thing is I get some building done, which is why I've got my trusty Citadel building station there, workstation thing, and that's cool. So I'll be doing that. And this is like an older set of sprues, because there's loads of sprues in the box. But what I love about the older ones is the space you've got in between each one. I mean, look at that, in between the arms there. Look at the space. It's so easy to clip them off. Whereas these modern ones are quite awkward at times to get off the sprue, depending on what bit it is. Oh, I'm so tired. The reason I'm so tired is because we went out last night to an event. What was it called? Battle of the Decades. So it was like DJs playing music from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties, and so on. So I was throwing some shapes on the dance floor. That was the first one on the dance floor. The first one. You heard it here first. I have witnesses too. I've got my trusty cup of coffee. I suggest you grab one too. It is a coffee break catch-up, but it's kind of a mix, really. This is a need to chill out, decompress. I've learned all this about decompressing since having Dylan and learning about dogs and dog behaviours, and that's really cool. We can learn a lot from them ourselves, so that's good. I like that. So what was I saying? Yeah, yeah, that's right. So we went out last night. So the event didn't start until 8 o'clock. Well, that's usually the time we're kind of thinking of going to bed. Dylan was already in bed, so he was settled down. We went out for something to eat first, which I'm just not used to eating that late. And then I had a drink there, and I only had one alcoholic beverage, and I was on Coke. Well, I just had one of each. Because I just could not. I couldn't consume it. Basically, I was just, I just can't. But anyway, a great time. It was fantastic. It really was. But then we came home. It's late. It's getting off at midnight. Get home, let Dylan out for a wee. Get back. Try and get showered and settled to bed because we're getting up at 5. Although thankfully today, it was closer to 6:30. Maybe he knew it was the weekend for some reason. I don't know. But we were lucky today, so we got away with it. But we were up early. Out walking this morning. Oh, my MS makes me tired anyway. That's if I'm lucky enough not to be fatiguing. I went for a long walk this morning. Back again. And went out for breakfast later because we went out and came back, went back to bed for a while. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. It's really caught up on me. So apologies for yawning. I just can't help it. It's part of my condition and I can't help it. Things like that really take it out of me, but cannot be helped. It literally cannot be helped. I'm just going to plug something in the plug socket here because it's in the way. There we go. So that's good. Let's have some coffee. It's decaffeinated Millicano. Very nice. Oh, I had my first taste of the actual Millicano, the leaded stuff, the caffeinated stuff. Beautiful cup of coffee. What an amazing coffee. I think that's my favourite coffee. My absolute favourite. Millicano. It's gorgeous. It's not much different than this one. This is decaffeinated. It's really not a lot of difference in it. But yeah, it's been good. Anyway, that's why I'm tired. So, I may not be able to hold the conversation well if I'm doing like an on the bench, say. I'm going to get a bass out. Look for a pair of legs on one of the screws here. That's your instructions. It's old school stuff first. Right. I'm just going to cut legs off of sprues, So I haven't been able to get much hobby done this weekend, which is fine, and I'm very okay with that. That's fine, It's not every day our daughter comes up or our friend, and but I do notice when I don't do any hobby. I kind of notice it. It's like it takes a bit of a hit on me. It's like I need my fix, and I get wanting for it. The dangerous thing is I end up trawling through websites and eBay and Amazon, places like that, looking for hobby stuff. And I think, ooh, yeah, that's good. I'll get that. So I'm just going to cut off a couple more of these pairs of legs. Even though this is an older sprue, the top of these legs are a little bit of one, like on one side, are a little close to the frame. But that's okay. So that's what we did yesterday anyway. Well, last night, that was what we did last night. Battle of the Decades it was called. And it was a good night. It was really good. Not as good as Grover's in the Heart, I'll be honest, which is the one where they recreate the old Grove nightclub. But it was good nonetheless. Yeah, it was good, and I was glad I went. It was £10 a ticket, which we had to get in advance, you know. So I do excuse me. I'm just doing some of this mold line removal stuff. Yeah, so I don't normally do this on a chill. Because it used to be I would do a chill and I couldn't do this sort of stuff, but I don't think I can give my full energy to this at the moment. I just find it easier to talk in this format, especially when I don't have the pressure of having to talk. There was a time I used to have like an agenda of topics to talk about, and sometimes people would give me stuff to talk about. You know, what do you think of blah blah blah? It's almost like a P&Q, but for on the benches. To blow my nose, I think. Reluctant to use up my what's it called? What's it called? Kitchen towel. That's it. That's the one. That's the badger. Reluctant to use that up. That's, I don't know where. Everything's been moved around. I don't know where it is. Man, I will have to find it. Anyway, what was I saying? So Grover's in the Heart is a good event. A little bit better than the one we went to last night, but you know, it was all right. We had a good laugh. Oh, they had a photo booth there, which was quite good. You go in, get your picture taken, and then you can airdrop them to your phone or device or whatever. And yeah, it's really good. So yeah, Dylan has had a good day today. I would say he's been had a couple of good walks today. I think, you know, we only went out twice today as opposed to 3 times, which, you know, sometimes it's classed as too much. And it would seem he's not getting enough sleep, according to some research we did. Ooh, I just gotta make sure the glue's running. That's good. Yeah, so he had a couple of good walks. He has good days and not quite so good days. You know, it goes up and down and up and down. He's having a real good up day today, so that was nice. You know, I'll take the win. His reactivity to other dogs today was minimal, and I'm really pleased with that. Yesterday he had a good day as well. You know, he's able to look at a cat, not a few whimpers, but you know, as a big deal. That's fine. So I think he's gradually getting it. I say gradually, but it isn't. It's when you look back on it and you say, well, yeah, we've had him 3 months, but that's not long, is it, to get to that point in 3 months? I think that's a really good. And we've been told on more than one occasion, don't put yourself down too much. You're doing really, really well. He's learning more. He's faster than you realise. And he said he's one of the fastest learning dogs he's come across in his career as a dog trainer behaviourist. So I'll take that. I will take that. That's a huge deal. So I'm pleased. I'm very, very pleased that he's getting there. And people will say every so often, how's he getting on? And I'll say, yeah, he's doing really well. Well, I think actually he is doing really, really well when I look back on it. And our friend that came up today, it's been a month since she saw him. She said there's a huge improvement in the way he is compared to the first time she saw him. I suppose when you have a dog and you're with them every day, you don't notice the changes as much as you do if you see them periodically. So yeah, I mean our dog trainer says every time he has a training session, he said every time he seems a bit better, and that's like every other week or every couple of weeks, I suppose. And I'm thinking, yeah, thank you. That's amazing. He's only got a few sessions left, bless him. And then I think we'll be at the stage where we don't need any more lessons for a while, at least. I think we'll be quite good, And that's what the trainer said. He said, I want you to be at the stage where you say, like, do you know what? I can take it from here. And he said, obviously, if you want more sessions, that's fine. We can absolutely do that. He said, but I want you to be at that stage of, I think we got this now. I'm having 3 more sessions, so it's not like a big block like we normally do. We normally do blocks of 5 or 6, so yeah, he's doing really well, and I think we'll be able to cope after the 3 now. It's because I want the best for him, because he's the latest dog I've got, and probably will be the last dog I ever have due to my aging condition. At least to be the last young dog I ever have. So I want the best for him. I want him to have the culmination of all the knowledge and experience we can gather and gain for him, which I wasn't always able to do in the past. I wasn't as financially stable as I am now. So I just want to put it to good use now that I'm able to help a creature, able to rescue them, give them a home, a new life, and I want them to have an enjoyable time as much as ourselves, and I definitely think we're getting the hang of things, because every dog is different, aren't they? I've got this harness, by the way, I can attach my phone to it, and I can do filming with it. I tested it out yesterday, and I think it comes out all right. I've done a random test video with it. Tested my first lead, the 6mm slip lead that I've got, and yeah, I'm going to be testing and demonstrating all the leads I have, mostly for my own sort of reference, really. Once you have something out there on video, you can point back to it at any time during the process. Ready to glue some some legs to another base. I love this Humbrol polycement, it's just great. And the trick is not to put too much on, just a little bit. I used to put way too much on in the beginning days when I was a beginner. I was a newbie. Because I used to think, oh, it'll never stick if I don't put loads of glue on. Yeah, well. I can remember not knowing the difference between plastic glue and super glue. What was the difference in that? Well, poly cement. The first time I thought, I didn't know it was called plastic glue. It's just poly cement. I thought, oh, I'll try it. I did it on a old metal miniature, and it wasn't sticking. I was like, why is it not sticking? Why is this not sticking? Got to use super glue on that. That's for plastic. Oh, is it? Yeah. So that's good. How many miniatures did I get? Oh, 12 miniatures in the Khorne Berserkers. And this will make 5 legs on bases. I can just pop him over into there. Yeah. That's good. Get another base out. See, I can in this format, I can just sit back and chill my ass off. Yeah. So it's what time is it actually? It's quite late for me anyway. It is 7:30, which is late for me. Dylan's in bed, bless him. That's the time he goes to bed anyway. He takes himself to bed at about 7 o'clock. He's like, oh, I'm done for the day. But yeah, as I was going back on the sleeping thing, coming back to that, there's been doing some research, and a lot of them are saying, your dog probably needs more sleep, because it can be bad for them if he's not getting enough sleep. So we're trying to work out, make sure he's getting enough sleep. Because you think sometimes, he's out, I've got to be there, I've got to be playing with him constantly. No, that can be too much for them. Yes, it gets them excited and riled up, and that, but all that does is just get their adrenaline up high. It's no good for trying to train and suppress reactivity. Because if their adrenaline levels are high, it's not going to end well, and they need to calm down. Calm blue ocean, that's the way to go. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this whilst I'm here. My daughter's getting interested in D&D, which is cool. Expressing an interest in that now, so naturally I encourage that, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Some of these older models have quite distinctive mould lines on them. And there's always going to be mould lines that we don't spot, But then in places like in between the legs, it's not going to be that obvious, is it? I don't think so anyway. You're not going to pick a model up off the table, look underneath. At least not that often, I wouldn't think. Okay. Time for some more glue on these legs. Awesome, dude. I much prefer plastic models to metal models. Apart from when it comes to my bolt action stuff, and I'll talk about bolt action as well in a bit, because I just hate gluing and cutting out warlord figures, infantry. They're just awful. The arms and the guns, it's just too finicky, way too finicky. Because they're more like true scale. Well, I'm not a fan. I prefer heroic scale. That's like a slightly exaggerated version of what your scale is, a slight caricaturization of your scale. So I like 28mm heroic scale, which at times can feel bigger and chunkier and easier than 32mm true scale. Hordes and War Machines, 32mm, but sometimes the 28mm heroic scale of Warhammer beats it, in my opinion. Beats it for ease. Yeah. So we're on the benches now when I do paint along videos, which is a shame in a way because it signifies the start of the winter season. I'm like, boo-hoo. I don't mind winter if I haven't got to go out and do anything. But that's the only thing. When you're a caretaker of animals, there's always something to do, isn't there? You're governed and regulated by their meal times and their other needs, and you know, you've got to go out every day. So after mealtime, I'm always glad because I know I've got an hour or so I can rest for the next walk. My life seems to be spent in periods of rest in between doing stuff. But it's okay, it's not like a bad thing. Oop. I'm gonna get some more of this Umbral polyester. I used to have hundreds of these tubes. I was going to be selling them on craft fairs and the like. And yeah, I was going to be doing that. I still think sometimes I'd like to run a shop here in Seaton that specialised in that sort of thing, like generalistic hobby supplies, not necessarily the models themselves, but glues, a brand of paints, maybe Vallejo, some brushes, maybe Army Painter. It's that way I wouldn't be treading on anybody else's toes. Got the gaming store down the road, which, you know, does the Warhammer and now Warlord game stuff, which is cool. So you got all Citadel paints, Citadel brushes. So, you know, you couldn't say, oh yeah, we're the only ones that do that. No, I wouldn't dream of opening up a shop that sold something that someone else is already doing. That's just, I don't know, it's just a bit of a dick move in my humble opinion. Well, it is when you're in a small town, like such as where I live here. I just think that's a dick move. Right, got these ones here to do. Not a huge fan of when they put things like legs in two parts. That's just a little bit mental. I know you get the autonomy of being able to position them slightly differently, but you could probably do that anyway if you weren't happy with the way they were positioned. You know, a skilled converter could chop a leg off and reposition it. Really good one I saw was when it was actually Mini Wargaming, when they were doing one of their campaigns. God only knows what one it was. And the character, I think it was an Astra Militarum character. He got his leg blown off or something. So the next time, now who was it? I think it was might have been Steve. I don't know, but anyway. They had the same character because it was like a campaign, so but he converted the character, the model, cut off one of the legs and replaced it with like a Necron leg to make it like a more augmented metal leg. And it was brilliant, you know. I thought it looked really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it looked really cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the detritus off of this part here. I was told I was doing a good job in work last week, which is nice. Doing on the topic of work, so work is, you know, it's not bad. I was told I was doing a good job, and that's good. It'd be nice if I could get a pay rise though. Maybe I'll ask for one in the near future. Can't make it too soon because it will seem too obvious. To be like, oh yeah, you still doing a good job. How good, you know. Right. Actually, I could put. That would probably make more sense to glue that leg on the base first. Yeah. Yeah, it's always awkward, isn't it, asking for a pay rise? There's a You know, I know people do get them. And I'm like, well, you know, I'd like a slice of that pie myself. That's just the way I think. Other people get them. You said I'd do a good job. Well, put your money where your mouth is. So we'll see. We'll see. Ah, dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'm going to get some more of these, I think. The Humbrol polycement. Yeah, they're quite thick. And for small areas, you're probably better off with something like that. But for the majority of gluing, I think I prefer that. Especially for vehicles. I think, you know, although there are points on vehicles like armour plating and that which have thin lines, aren't there? And the ones with tubes are better for that. But I just like the Humbrol stuff. But I do like this Tamiya extra thin stuff. It seems to work. We don't have quite as much wiggle time with it because it's so thin and it goes on thin. It dries a lot quicker. Whereas this stuff, you know, it takes a while. You can wiggle it around after several minutes. You know, it's incredible, really. Right, so do I have any? I know I've got another 2-part leg one there to do, and another one there. Any more legs? Any more for any more? I don't think so. Yeah. It says I've got 4 more bases, but where on earth are they? 1, 2. Oh, I see. 3, 4. I don't like these 2-part leg ones. I'm not a fan of them. I'm really not. Yeah. So there's that one there. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like that position. I know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah. So I don't know how long I'm going to go with this. I've also got I finished my coffee, by the way, and that's normally when I finished a chill with people. This is a chill and build. I'm calling it that. So I'll have this Coke. It's only a little can, like a little mixer can. Have some of that. I don't drink loads of Coke, but at the same time, I feel I drink too much of it, if that makes sense. These are the thin, like the nozzles I'm talking about for certain models. Yeah, some of them I think, sometimes I think I drink too much Coke. I know it's not good for me. Give it a try. Position this leg on. Yeah, I don't like these two-part legs, I really don't. Not a fan. But there you go, what do you do? So this is turning into a hobby along a video, which is, maybe I should call it the hobby along edition. Joe and Pete hobby along edition. Yeah, I don't have the camera down angle, but yeah, it's just such a relaxed thing I'm doing. I'm not, right, I'll tell you here and now, and I'll probably do it in a update as well, but I'm not going to be doing a Halloween painting challenge, because if I was, I would have already issued it by now. And the thing is, I'm just not going to have the time to do it this year. Not with everything I've got going on. And it's not just Dylan, it's loads of stuff. Stuff to do with my mum and, you know, just loads of things. So that doesn't help, because my mum's in a home now. I went to see her the other day. I had quite a good visit, actually. It was not bad. She's got dementia, so her mind's all over the place. You know, sometimes it's back in the past, and you know, it's a hard thing, right? Anybody that's experienced a relative with it is knows what I'm talking about. It's hard. It's really hard, right? But I mean, physically, she was quite well. I was pleased. You know, it's good. But yeah, what with all that at the moment, plus having to adjust to having a new dog. And that's absolutely fine, because I needed him to ground me, so to speak. I definitely needed him to ground me. To keep my mind in the present moment. Ah, come on now. Once these are dry, won't be so bad. Yeah, but anyway, so I won't be doing a Halloween painting challenge, which really is an October painting challenge, which I've done every other year for many years. And yes, this year I just won't be able to do it. But do you know what? I'm gonna do a Halloween video, right? So it'll be probably something like this. I'll be back to the usual, the traditional chill, where I'm sat in the corner. And, wondering what sort of weather we're going to have this year for Halloween. I don't know, just have a spooky chill. That'll be fun to do. I've got something in mind to go through, which will be a bit spooky. And then, of course, we'll be ramping up for the old Christmas stuff, won't we? It's just the way it is. It's just the way of the world at the moment. Everything is all about marketing and consumerism, isn't it? But yeah, my wife and I have come to the conclusion, well, don't have kids anymore. It's we're not going to buy each other presents, and we'll probably get each other a token gift, like the kind of thing you would get if you were doing like an office gift, Secret Santa type of thing, just for the token. I mean, because basically, if we want anything, we get it. And it's just, it's just extra stress you don't need. There are certain people we will still buy for, because, this is our decision between ourselves. We still celebrate Christmas, of course. And of course it saves money, people end up spending loads of money, and it's not about that, that's the way I say it, as long as you got like a decent meal, and you're warm and you're dry, that's all you need, isn't it, really? That is all you need. A good film you can watch and sort of blub over or something, I like watching A Christmas Carol. It doesn't really matter what version of it, although I do have a soft spot for the Patrick Stewart version, I have to say. But sometimes we'll watch something different, which is cool. I like that. When Tiny Tim dies, it always gets me every year, regardless of what version we're watching. Yeah, I just find that incredibly sad. Even the Muppets Christmas Carol, that one's sad as well. Yeah, nuts, eh? Right. I might have to call this a day in a minute, because I don't want to keep here, too long. This is turning into the longest chill I think I've ever done. So I think when he's done, that'll be 9 miniatures done with the legs on the bases. I think I'll call it a day. But it's been great. Just sitting here chilling with you. Oh, my seat's gone down as well. I can just sit back. But that's okay. I can tilt the camera down and I can still do it. There we go. I've still got my my hoodie here. I took it off because I was warm when I started, but now I'm getting a bit chilly. Let's just say that. There we go. There we go. There. I can wrap this up anytime I want, so, yeah, my room's, this hobby room's a bit of a mess at the moment. That's only because, people staying. It is really another bedroom. It's meant to be another bedroom. And the other bedroom's in use with our other guests, so, pardon me. So, had to be done. Have to sacrifice it. Although Lucian's still got his bed in here, that's the cat. As long as he's all right. But I got a little bit of work. It wasn't about a hobby along as such. It was just I felt I wanted to whilst I was talking, and sometimes I just do what I feel I want to do. I do enjoy the on the benches. I can't believe I've done as many of them as I have. I'm like a veteran of them now. You know, and I watch other people that was doing it, long before I was doing it, and I've surpassed them in terms of how many I've done. Yeah, I still think they have the more experience of setting that sort of thing up and doing it. I mean, I'm not saying my videos are better. I'm certainly not saying that, because quite the opposite. Actually, I think I aspire to be as good as other people, but yeah, it's incredible. I've just done so many of them. It doesn't feel like I'm aiming for 500 on the bench. That's my next target. And there's the on the beaches as well, which is the same sort of thing, really. It's just slightly higher quality filming. But yeah, I mean, the idea behind that was on the bench. Really, it's a hobby along, paint along video that you put on in the background, right? So you don't really need to be seeing super high detail of what I'm doing. So I think our 720p is fine for that. But with the on the beaches, I think, well, this is like a kind of the Seaton version of it, so I should up it to at least 1080p. So that's what I do. It just makes the upload times longer. But that's just something silly that I have going on. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Still waiting for this dude's leg to dry on the base. But I think I'm going to end it there. I don't have to finish a set number of models in what I'm doing, or stages. That's fine. So thank you ever so much for watching. I didn't even cover half of what I wanted to talk about. I just got sidetracked. That's because I'm tired. Anyway, guys, you have a great evening, great morning, great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, the rest of whatever you're doing. I hope your projects are going well. I hope your lives are going well. And I'll see you on another video. Remember, all brushes lead to all. Bye for now. Bye bye.